everyone, it's Fake for Life, and I'm coming at you with a updated, review for a almost finished version of Ocular Max's Incursus, their version of Onslaught from their Assaultus, their all built-in combiner Bruticus. And this is the sample that we had from TFCon DC. They did let me take this one home. Just to really show you guys what has been updated. So we're going to actually go through the transformation again, but be very quick about it, and then just show you some kind of updates. As you can see right now, there's already some Deco updates. So right here you can see the camouflage paint, which is reminiscent of the animation model. One of the things I never noticed before is that you can plug the gun in upside down like this, the blaster for Onslaught, upside down with these two tabs in here, and it can peg in like so. Otherwise, I think the rest of the deco seems to be the same, aside from the fact that they did change, I believe. Actually, let me bring the other one out real quick. Oh, actually, this is an updated one too, but I believe they did slightly change some of the dark blue and green coloring. So this is going to be the more quote-unquote tuned version. So as I mentioned in the, or at least wrote in the reviewer roundtable, they've actually changed directions, and they're only going to release Onslaught in this Toon Deco, cartoon, anime Deco, whatever you want to call it. And then there's going to be a separate upgrade kit that you can swap out the parts to make him more quote-unquote toy accurate, which with a new chest, a new head, new chest for Onslaught itself, as well as the boots and the gun. So I think those are the 5 pieces that come with it. In any case, that's why it's taking a little bit longer for this to come out. It was supposed to come out a little bit sooner, but what they're doing is actually re-engineering a lot of the parts, like this part here, just to make it easier for that swap out. Originally, they said it was going to be too difficult to engineer that, so to make it easy to swap parts. But I guess they went back to the drawing board and they're trying to do that. Anyway, so that's a little bit of background. We'll just go straight into some quick comparisons. Here he is with MP10. My MP44 is in robot mode, and there's no way I'm going to transform him just for this review. So this is the MP10 version of the mold that I had lying around. So you can see, not really up to scale, but it makes a little bit of sense. This guy's already pretty massive, and the fact that he is able to do this all in one and still scale okay in alt mode and the other modes is a miracle in and of itself. So anything else with this one? I mean, he does have these side view mirrors which can twirl around. You can also pull those out if you don't like them. He still has that kind of self-destruct section here, whatever, shutdown system. I don't remember exactly what it's called. I already showed this. You can peg in here and tab into the sides. You can pull this out and articulate the cannons. And this piece can rotate around, go up and down, and so forth. So the one last piece of playability that he has in alt mode is, while it does look like this is one kind of large chunk, it actually does have a working separated trailer. How that works is you have this little button right here. You just give that a press, and then you tug on the outside, and then you have these 2 pieces here that extend, that allow you to get a little bit of turning action going on to either side. And those work really well. And I guess I should mention that he does have rubber tires. I forgot to mention, you should make sure that, so if you want to keep your guy solid, you go like this. You can't use this button. You have to remember to untab or unpeg these before you press that button and get that action to work. But yeah, that's really it for this mode. Real quick on the underside, you don't really see a lot going on aside from the thighs and the hips here, but otherwise very clean. And I will say this one's a lot more obviously fine-tuned, so that none of the parts are flopping around like the earlier sample that I had. So let's get into robot mode. Let's see, what do I want to do with robot mode? Let's deal with the legs first, just because it's a little bit easier. So we'll flip these panels down, flip these panels up, scooch them like this, scooch them like that. And then we're going to hold these buttons. Well, I guess you can split the legs too, but either way, you have to hold one of these buttons, which is well hidden, to expand the leg, like that. These pieces should be scooched into the middle for this mode, for robot mode. Coming to the side here, we're going to pull out on this side panel and rotate this around. This foot piece, this piece will come to be the side of the foot, has a series of tabs here. One that's actually fold out. I don't know why they made it fold out, because you can use it in both, all three of the modes. So we'll just do that. This is gonna flip around. I forget how this flips around. So let's see. Let's see once we actually have this. So this part's gonna flip around like that. Coming around here, there's a little kind of a odd looking, like almost eyepiece tab, I-beam tab that goes there. And then the foot, I believe, I actually don't remember if this is supposed to be down or not. You can have it, I think you're supposed to have it down, because then you have the separate foot. But we'll close this up. Oh, sorry, this piece has to flip down to give you that knee articulation. And then this will close down around that. So I think this is how the foot's supposed to work. And again, I don't have instructions for this. I'm just going with whatever I was able to figure out on my own. So this can tab in. I don't know why it's not. There we go. But if you tab that in, then you lose a lot of the articulation. But we'll get into that later. So same thing on this side. Flip this up. Pull this out. Rotate that around. Flip this piece to the side of the foot. Get this foot back and down like that. Tab that up there. Yeah, I think maybe you're supposed to keep this loose for robot. That makes the most sense. But I'm not sure. And then, now that I'm thinking about it, if you have this down... Oh, maybe that's why you're supposed to fold this up. So if you fold this up, yeah, so you fold that in because then you can keep this ankle tilt. I was like, why did they have that? So yeah, so let's go back over here. Sorry for that mistake. You want to pull this panel out, fold this little tab up, and then close it. That way you can actually make use of the ankle pivot. Yeah, like I said before, I've been finding out little things like this as I go, and it's just kind of interesting being able to like figure stuff like that out. The little design cues that, or design decisions, engineering decisions that they make. Why isn't this going in? That made for a really clever design. So there we go. That's the lower body. I'm gonna fold these sections down. This will release this section here, so you can get a rotation at the waist, and you can hear that ratchet going on. Coming to the front, let's go ahead and untab these sections. They're gonna fold. Well, actually, you could have kept them whole, but you're gonna fold them down on these double hinges, and they'll tab in to make the chest. Coming to the front, we're just going to split the two halves and bring them down, and then deal with each arm separately. Actually, let me scooch this up a bit. I forgot how big this guy is. Is this enough? Okay, that should be enough. So we're going to pull this panel up on both sides. That makes part of the bicep, I guess. And then here, we're going to untab there, open up the forearm, rotate out the fist, and close that back up. And then push this wheel up. So the wheel should be sticking out. If you want, you can push it back. It doesn't matter. It just depends on how you want the kibble to be handled. And I think that's it for this mode, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. So let's go ahead and do the other side. Once again, gonna kind of break that tab. Open this up, rotate these out, and then you have this other fist. And then coming to the back, open this up. There's a little door here. Open this up, pull this forward, and you really just need to get to the robot head that resides inside the combiner head. You can close that back, scooch all the way around, collapse that back in, close that door, and then you can actually lie this piece down to get him into robot mode. So there he is. He's quite large. Just as a comparison, I think I've done this before too, but let's just do it again for completeness. Here he is with MP44, which is about the same height as MP10, just so you have that. Doing a quick 360. Oh, actually, I wanted to show him off with Fraudo as well. Fraudo, which is already out in China now. He should be shipping to the US as well. See just how massive Onslaught is. He is big. He's a little too big for me in robot mode. Luckily, that's not going to be the mode I keep him in. But yeah, that's the biggest downside. This is the weakest of the three molds in terms of overall look and I guess completeness as to what I want my Onslaught to be. The biggest thing is he has a really long torso. You can see just how long that is, and pretty chunky arms. But articulation wise, I did want to show he does have a LED in his head that shines through. The way it's activated is you press it down, and you might be able to see that. Lights up red, and it will actually automatically turn off by itself after, I don't know, like 8 seconds or so. It'll kind of shut off on its own, kind of like the Beast Wars Primal. It does that as well. So yeah, it's kind of a cool gimmick. You can just press the head down, not a button or anything like that. It is on a ball joint. You can rotate around. I'd have to see what the batteries are for this, and I'll do that in my official review. Articulation wise, he has ratchets here, in this shoulder joint, in that shoulder joint, and this shoulder joint, so ratchets all around. His bicep swivel, it does run into this, so if you want to pull this out, you can get a little bit more. He has double jointed elbows, a wrist swivel, individually articulated fingers that have 1, 2, 3 joints, and a ball jointed thumb. Obviously the gun, which I showed before, has 2 types of handles, one for robot mode and a combined one for combined mode, and that just works with the tab system, as you might expect. So that's it for there. He does have an ab crunch that we talked about before. So I guess the torso is really kind of up here. I guess he just has a really large hip section, and the fact that the legs connect so far low, I guess that is the biggest thing, right? Because like if you look at it this way, he doesn't actually look like he has, like if you count this whole section as his lower body, it doesn't look bad, but his legs should kind of like reside a little bit higher up, I suppose, to make it look less disproportionate. We talked about his waist swivel here. What else does he have going on? Hip skirts, ratchets. And you can see, compared to my last video, just how tight everything is. It does have a single knee bend. He also has a knee swivel. He doesn't have a thigh swivel. And then we saw before he has like that tilt here. He has some toe. He has some toe. I don't there's like 2 separate joints for the toe. You can go up as well. And then he has this kind of heel piece. Heel support, and then if you want, you can make use of this joint, or you can tab that in like we showed before, which isn't tabbing in right now, but yeah, it's tabbed in on this side, so you get the idea. There we go. So that's it for robot mode. Let's hurry up and get him into combiner mode, and then we'll finish off the review. So we're not going to go through both directions just on this preview. Let's go like that. Particularly because I don't know if I'm doing all of this correctly, and I'm sure they'll correct me at some point. But they asked me to do an update video for you guys. So once you bend the knee like this, we want to... This part will actually go down. This panel will open up. And this panel will fold closed. That will prevent you from using that knee articulation unnecessarily. This will come down like that. This will close up. So yeah, what we were talking about before, if you want to solidify this more in combine mode, you can go ahead and open this tab. I guess it's not wholly necessary, but it's nice to know that you have that option to make it a little bit more solid. This piece will go in like that. This piece will sit around like so. So that's that portion. We're going to depress that button, scooch this up, move this off to the side, flip up the hip skirt. So going down the other side, kind of like quote unquote the opposite, we'll do that. Move this to the side. Get this like this. Get this collapsed. Open this up. Fold up this piece like so. Close that up. I guess you can go ahead and fold out that little tab again. There we go. Bring this heel piece up and around like that. Close this up. And this toe piece, once again, will fold flat like that to tab in. So you can see there's a couple of tab slots there, and that's what secures it to Brawn and Swindle. Here is also the combiner knee joint, which will fold down. There we go. So that's the lower joint. Let's go ahead and deal with the arms first. So we're just going to reverse what we did when we were in truck mode. Open this up. You got to fold the fist like this so the palms are facing down. Get that in. Close that up. And you're going to want to push this tire and the corresponding panel like that. Come to the side here. We're going to fold this up. There's a tab there. We're going to open up this section. Bring this around. This will come to the back. Once we tab this in, we're going to fold this piece back flat. From here, there's two tabs on the side of the body, which will get tabbed in like so. Oh, another thing, since we're here, they are actually, so this joint is already tightened up in terms of tolerances to keep the shoulder intact. Remember I was showing how it kind of loosened up when you turn the shoulder. They're actually also making improvements to this as well. I think they're re-engineering that is what they told me. So keep an eye out for that as well. Coming to the other arm, do the same thing. There we go. Bring this around, tabbed in. Open this up, bring this down, wrap this around to the side. Oh. This panel flips, and I honestly don't know why. It doesn't seem to have a purpose in alt mode, robot mode, or combine mode, but it does. So I'm worried that I'm missing something there, but I guess we'll see once the actual figure comes out. And we have instructions. Alright, so we're almost there. Now you can see he's kind of in between Onslaught and Bruticus mode. bring these chest flaps around. There's some tabs here. All right. This piece is going to all fold down, and it tabs in here. That becomes his crotch plate, like so. And then you can see the Bruticus head. As before, we're going to open this up. Now we're actually going to bring this entire chest wing out, unfold these pieces, rotate this around, open up the helmet. The chest will actually tab into place, like so. Did I get that right? Like so. Close this up, close that up. And as you can see, the eyes are glowing because I pressed down on the helmet by mistake. And you can't see it here because my lights are so bright, but it does actually shine through the nice translucent red eyes that he has. The one last thing is pulling out these cannons. They are in a set of hinges here. So you can make them just a little bit wider. Like that. And like that. And then you can collapse that back in. And then you can make use of his cannons here. So, all right, just to show off a little bit of the improvements. So here is Blast Off. And you can see it's much tighter. It does still somewhat come out. You can still see it slowly working itself out, but much better than the previous one. And so hopefully with the new design, it will be even better than this. And unfortunately, I only have one leg. They didn't have any brawls, and they didn't want to give me 2 swindles. So here we are with just 1 swindle. Let me try to do this. There we go. I think that's in. Come on. There we go. And I'm trying to do this while being at arm's length away. So I apologize. This is the best I can do. Yeah, so he's looking quite good. I wish I had another Frodo for his leg. Actually, I will. I will have one in by Monday. But I'm not going to do another review just for that. So that's it for this review. Just want to do a quick update and full transformation for you guys in one direction. Hopefully this will help you guys decide whether this guy is for you or not. Now that we have 2 of these guys out, this guy coming at the end of the month or early in January, and this guy coming sometime, I think, around Chinese New Year, maybe just after because of Chinese New Year. But anyway, that's it for today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this review with the updates on the tune, chest, and head, and updated colors and updated parts and everything like that. And yeah, that's it for today, everyone. If you have any questions or comments, leave a comment in the comment section below. And yeah, give it a like, share, and subscribe. Have a good one, everyone.